Hey everybody, sorry if I look really tired, I just woke up, but I want to talk about Litecoin in this video. I'll likely have another upcoming video in a little bit today, but Litecoin I do think is going to move over the next 60 days or so, over the next 2 months. And in this video, we're going to go over a couple things going on lately. Now, I did post the articles I'm going to go over on my Discord already, but I will leave the links down below for you, so you can look over these articles for yourself, as well as get some free cryptos and stocks on some of the links below. Check them out. But let's get this going. Consider hitting the like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and let's take a look at Litecoin. So here's an article that came out late last night. Hong Kong and UAE central banks collab on crypto rules and fintech development. Two central banks are aiming to align their financial service sectors and said both share many complementary strengths. Now, I'm not going to go over every single bit in this article, so definitely check it out down below. But following this meeting that they had, the two central banks also held a seminar for senior executives from banks in Hong Kong and UAE. It covered various topics, including how cross-border trade settlement can be improved and exploring how UAE corporations can leverage Hong Kong's financial infrastructure platforms in order to gain access to Asian and mainland markets. So while this news doesn't directly benefit Litecoin, it does benefit the overall crypto industry. And of course, we have Hong Kong allowing retail trading on cryptos. Maybe China may follow. Maybe this is a test here to see how Hong Kong does, and then China could possibly follow suit. This is very interesting timing, it seems, right in the beginning of Bitcoin's bull run, of crypto's bull run, at least in my opinion, you know, and now we start getting this piling in from other countries, this changing of stance in other countries. I just think it's very interesting, very good timing. Now, this regulation that was introduced today, Thursday, means that after a 1-year transition period, all crypto exchanges in Hong Kong must be licensed and will be able to trade on retail clients. And the city's financial services and treasury chief, Christopher Hoy, says that the sector is going to stay despite all the risks. These activities have to be allowed in a regulated way. And these new rules have an emphasis on investor protection measures, like requiring exchanges to vet their clients and limit their risk exposure, as well as restricting trade to large cap tokens such as Bitcoin, such as Litecoin. Now, the rest of this video, we're gonna get more Litecoin centric, stay a little more focused on Litecoin, but those two pieces of news I do think will positively affect Litecoin and also, of course, the overall crypto industry. But looking at Litecoin, it's actually having a nice update today. We're looking at almost a 5% up day, and it's just still continuing to follow this pattern. Now, one thing that I'm watching for is a break of 103, 104. I think if we can break that, we are definitely going to be moving higher. And I do think the pump will be in effect if we can break that 104. Now, on the downside, I am watching this yellow trend line, this ascending channel, and also the 200 MA, which would place Litecoin right in the low 80s. We have utilized this support 3 times now. And I do think just based on timeline, we are going to continue moving higher. We are going to break that 103. And why do I think Litecoin's going to pump over the next couple of months, over the next specifically 60 days? Well, we have about 60 days until Litecoin's halving. And what we've seen in history, every pre-halving, we see Litecoin pump. But what happens after the halving happens? Well, it's kind of a buy the rumor, sell the news event where Litecoin does start selling off after the halving happens, after that catalyst is over. There's nothing to look forward to. Besides, of course, Bitcoin's halving, which is right around a year away. So I do think what's going to happen here with Litecoin is we're going to see a pump over the next 2 months. Then we're going to see it pull back, and then it's going to start running again in anticipation of Bitcoin's halving. But I do think after the halving, there will be a good buying opportunity to load up again on some Litecoin. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Litecoin's up. Well, I'm sure Bitcoin's up as well. And no, it's not. Bitcoin's actually down a bit. From the looks of it, it got rejected off the 50 MA. I did mention this in my Discord yesterday. And it does look like it's still pulling back. I do suspect, just like Litecoin, I'm kind of looking at a similar pattern here. We're looking at a potential bounce off the 200 MA and a bounce off of this yellow ascending line here. And zooming out a bit, you'll see that, you know, we had this little bit of an accumulation zone. And since then, we've been pumping. We saw a golden cross, and we have been continuing to move higher. I still think Bitcoin's a great buying opportunity as we approach the halving, despite running up from our lows right around $15,000. So even though we're just a little less than doubled from our lows, you have to zoom out and realize that we are still extremely sold off. And as we approach the halving, there's a lot more gains to be had here. So I wouldn't be scared about buying at 26,000, buying at 27,000, buying at 30,000. I think looking back, that will be the right decision. But of course, this isn't financial advice, just what I'm doing. But let me know what you guys think will happen with Litecoin over the coming months. Do you think it'll just run straight up coming up to Bitcoin's halving? Do you think we'll see a pump to Litecoin's halving, then a sell-off, and then a run back up into Bitcoin's halving? Or will we not be able to break that $103 level? Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.